Let's do some drywall.
Alright, so this is a kitchen ceiling. They have the old school fluorescent lights in these boxes. They removed this cover. Now we're going to have to put square corner bead all around the edge. I'm going to corner bead all this, square bead. We're going to fix the holes inside the box, touch it up, and then we're going to texture everything. They already put these lights up, so they don't want to remove the lights. We're just going to mask off around the lights and work around the lights. First things first, put down some plastic on the floor, everything here, and then we're going to go ahead and install the square corner bead. When they remove those covers, there's like a fluorescent lights in these boxes, and they have a plastic cover, old style, 70s and 80s. Once they remove that cover, the trim, they never put square bead on here. So people like to take that plastic cover off, switch out the lights, put candle lights in there. The easy thing they do to update the kitchen. But once you remove that box cover, now you're going to have to do square bead, some type of corner bead, some kind of finish, because it's just raw sheetrock. Raw sheetrock. You could even do like a 90-degree piece of wood trim it, but on here we're going to corner bead it, mud it, coat it, and then match this texture. This texture in here is like a Santa Fe skip, and here's smooth, so we got to texture everything in the box the same as this. So let's get to work. Well, it's not spray texture, so I don't have to get the best masking job, but I am going to put a plastic curtain up just so I don't get dirt all over their live-in kitchen. They do live here, so get some plastic up, curtain. Plastic all around. I'm gonna need to get a bench. This is just under 7 foot, so I can reach it off a little step ladder. I'm just gonna run paper masking around it. So let's go ahead and get the corner bead cut. I'm just using a square corner bead. If you do square corner bead, you want your sheetrock at a 90-degree. If you do round bullnose, you have to cut this sheetrock back so the bullnose can sit round on it. You can't put round bullnose on a 90-degree. Bullnose has to sit almost on a 45-degree. So if you did want to put round bead, you would have to cut back the sheetrock a little bit so the bullnose sits on there nicely. It doesn't like to sit at 90-degree. But we're just doing regular square corner bead, so let's go ahead and get the square corner bead ready. I believe this is a 6-foot stick, 6-foot stick, and 2 3-foot sticks. So hopefully I can get it with 3 full sticks of corner bead. Maybe I want to take the lights down, so we're just going to mask them off. Alright, square bead. There's 2 ways of doing this. You can measure it and cut it. You're going to need some nice high quality snips, metal snips. Since I know I'm not 2 sides the same, I'm going to do 2 pieces of the bead. Same size. I'm just going to literally put it right in the corner as far as it'll go over. And then I'm going to mark it with the snips. Just a little snip on here. And I'm going to cut it. Cut it, both sides. Scrap pieces, if you are going to do something later on, maybe you can keep these scraps. If they're over 2 foot, they're worth keeping. Smaller pieces, just throw away, no good. If the edges are ragged, you can go ahead and clean it up with your snips. And now I got this side and this side to install. A lot of guys like to install corner bead with nails, hammer and nails, but I just like to use screws. Screws and nails, you notice in the corner bead there's holes. I like to start on the outside hole, these smaller holes, and I start on the center of the bead and then work my way on each side. So you need your screw gun, Then of course this is 1/2 inch sheetrock, so I'm going to start with an 1¼ inch coarse drywall screw. If I don't catch it with these 1¼ inch screws, then I kick it up to the 1 5/8 screw. So these are my 2 screws to go to. This is usually for 5/8 sheetrock, this is for 1/2 inch. So I always carry both for each style, but we always start with the 1/2 inch type screws. These are 1¼ inch. Go ahead and place your piece here. Hopefully it'll cut it and it'll fit right into place. It's a little tight. Take your snips and just take off that. It's just over a little bit, not even 1/8 of an inch. So I'm just going to clean up the edge, the cut edge we cut, nice and clean and square. And then see how it fits. Fits nicely here. So I'm going to start in the center. I want to make sure this thing ain't rocking and rolling. It's sitting nice and flush. I hold in the middle. Start in the middle with your corner beads. I'm going to start in that outside hole in the middle of it on the bottom. That's tacked up. And I'm going to go through and work my way over as I'm pushing up on the next outside little hole. Another one. Next hole. And just continue on tightening up. Do the whole bottom, then do the top. Do your corners. You can do hammer and nails if that's your style, but the good thing is with screws, if you make a mistake, you can reverse your screw and start over. You get the bottom done, then I go to the top, start in the middle again. 1. Tighten it up nice and tight. That outside small hole, you catch the stud. The inside bigger holes, I never put screws in those. If you don't have wood framing here, nothing to screw to, you're going to have to use a different type of bead, like a plastic bead or a mud-on bead. A plastic bead you can staple it on with like a standard staple gun. Mud-on bead, you would mud the bead actually to the drywall. The only time I use those type of beads is like metal framing, or if there's no wood studs to get screws into it. In the corners, your most important part, always get a screw top and bottom corner of your bead, right at an angle, makes it nice and tight. Any bulging areas, if you see any metal bulge out, you can go ahead and put a screw in the center just to tighten it up. The metal should sit nice and flat. There shouldn't be no bulges, no creases, nothing in the metal. It should sit nice and perfect. Since I already cut that other side, it's going to fit right into here. Just like that. Same size, fits nicely. Same thing here. Holding the middle, hold the middle. Get a screw. That's why I like these magnetic tips. I like the longer one, extended one, so I can reach it. Right in the middle, sit nice and flush. Held up. Continue on. That outside hole, outside hole. Do every one. You don't just do one here, one there. I do every hole on the outside hole. In the corners, most important. There's no hole there, but that screw will go right through that corner bead right in the corner. Nice and tight. Continue on. Alright. Tighten that angle. Keep going. This is tedious, takes time. Let's take your time with it. Alright, I got the bottom side, get on my step stool. Same thing, I'll just start in the middle. Keep going, either direction, don't matter. Outside hole. There's other techniques that are faster, hammer, nails. They have a special clamp tool you hit with the hammer that pinches and bead on. Most people are just do this style. Everybody can have a screw gun and screws. If you make a mistake, you can at least back the screw out and redo it. Once you hammer it on, nail it on, it's on there. You ain't going to be able to fix your mistakes as easily by trying to pull a nail out. Screws make it strong and secure. It won't back out. It just takes a little longer to install, that's all. A couple more. One in the angle for sure. Like that. So now I got the 2 6-foot sides. Now I just got to do these sides. I'm not going to bring a big old piece of corner bead in. If you're really desperate and you didn't have enough corner bead, you can butt up the things, but then you'll have a seam. So it's always better to use a full piece whenever you do corner beads, you don't want to splice it. Try not to have splices. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to measure this one and just cut it out there so I don't have to bring a 10-foot stick in the room. I'm just going to take the outside edge, not right in it. I'm going to go out another inch or so I can cut it back. She's right at 4 foot. Yeah, 4 foot, 4 foot. Easy enough. 4 foot on an 8-foot stick gives me 2 pieces, so I'm right on the money. So I'm going to cut it right on the money. That's what I'm measuring. That's with the snips. Nice pair of snips. Cost anywhere from $10 to $15. They have different snips, left, right, center snips. They all work the same if you're cutting bead. Some guys like to use left snips for cutting round bead. It just depends on if you're right or left-handed. Clean up your edges. Some guys even like to take the tabs off the corners. That's fine. Ain't gonna hurt. Well, hopefully this sits nice. Let's double check it before we... It's tight. So I'm gonna just barely take off, not even 1/8 of an inch. Nice, clean, no ridges, no sharp pieces sticking out. Okay. I don't know if you can see on the camera, but you want this square to meet up with that square. You don't want this down that. This is the most important part, is where this square meets that square. So it's nice and flush. You don't want something sticking out or deep. So I always check this area. But same thing here. We're going to start on the center. Hold the center, kind of double check your edges, make sure they're pretty close. Just hold it up. Get your screws. Start on your center outside hole. Get 1 screw set. Since I'm working corners here, instead of going all the way over, I'm going to line up these two and I'm going to put a screw right there so I know that's flush. Some guys like to even put a screw on the outside edge right there to catch it, if you're able to catch it. You can also take a hammer and you can hammer it up so these are flush. That's a nice transition. These are flush with each other. That's flush, that's flush. Go ahead and put screws. Tighten it up. Same thing here. Same thing here. See how it's going down? So I'm going to make that flush. Flush. Hold it flush. Then set a screw. There. It's flush. If it kind of moves up like that, go ahead and put another one. Whatever it takes. You got to catch the stuff. Look at that. Alright. That's held good. So I'm going to go to the outside hole. Outside hole. One more. The bottom's secure. Same thing here. Now the inside. Start in the middle. The old fluorescent lights. Ideally, you want to fix all this, do all that before you put new lights in. Drywall anchors, get those out of there. This is kind of loose, so I might put a couple screws in to tighten this. Alright. On the angle. Double check this old sheetrock on the ceiling since they had a box in here. I'm going to throw a couple screws in here. Tighten it up. Just in case. Tighten it up. Tighten it up. Alright. One more bead. Corners, corners, corners. Now one on the outside hole, every hole. Looks like it's almost every 6 inches or so. corners. The bottoms are secure, and I can do the middle. Corners, that screw didn't hit, so back it out, make sure you get it in this time. There you go. More screws. Alright, once you think everything's secure, double check everything. Everything's symmetrical layout, got screws in all the corners. I missed one here, always double check. Missed one there, and I missed one here. Also any bowing areas, see that's kind of popped the metal there? So I'm going to put a screw right in the center and tighten it up. Any other bowing areas, these kind of not sitting as nice as I want. Alright, everything looks good. Double check, everything looks good. See, everything is nice, trimmed out. Looks nice just like that. We use 3 8-foot sticks of square bead. 2 of these were 6 foot, 6 foot, and then 1 4-foot, 1 4-foot. The only thing that got wasted was 2 pieces, 2 little 2-foot pieces that I might keep for a repair job. But simple square bead. I like to use metal square bead. There's so many different beads on the market, but if possible, always use metal bead. That's the go-to strong material. The only time you'd use paper, mud-on bead, if you had nothing to put screws to, you'd be able to screw there on that outside edge. Outside, outside, outside. So nice symmetrical layout. Nice pair of snips. These are brand new snips, so these will last a long time. That's pretty much it. We got it all hung. Fiberglass tape. I'm going to actually run fiberglass tape right over that flange. This is not needed, but it prevents this from ever cracking. This is going the extra mile here. I'm going to fiberglass mesh it. I'm going to fiberglass mesh that. Any small little holes, I'm going to go over and scrape all that stuff. Any loop goobers and stuff on the walls, the ceiling, I'm going to scrape all those up and get it all fiberglassed, all this corner bead fiberglass, top and bottom fiberglass, and then I'm going to go through and do a first coat. So let's go ahead and do fiberglass mesh tape. This is an optional step. If you do this step, it'll prevent any cracks on your corner bead, popped corner bead. I know you've seen in houses where they have cracked corner bead. The corner bead's popped out, cracked out because they never tape the corner bead. And all it takes is someone hitting it and then it cracks out, pops out. Well, let's go.